I can hear you.
I don't hear any of them. Do you?
It's Stephen, can you hear us? And we can hardly hear you.
We are now broadcasting. Welcome, Board of Education, as well as Cabinet and attendees that are joining us on Zoom. It is May 11th at 5 p.m. President Ryan, we may go ahead and begin.
Thank you so much, Dr. Choi. It is my pleasure to open this evening's meeting. It is 5 o'clock. On behalf of the board, I'd like to let you know that all meetings of the Board of Education are open to members of the public unless publicly noticed as a confidential closed session, as allowed by the law Education Code 35147. Members of the public may address the board as outlined in the public comments section of the agenda. The audio of all meetings is recorded. A member of the public may be held liable for any slanderous or otherwise defamatory statements. In consideration of the board, members of the audience, please turn off, silence your cell phones while in the boardroom. The San Marino Unified School District encourages those with disabilities to participate fully in the public meeting process. If you need a disability-related modification or accommodation, including auxiliary aids or services to participate in the public meeting, contact the assistant to the superintendent at jdelatore@smusd.us or at 626-299-7000 extension 1310. Please give us at least 48 hours before the scheduled board meeting so that we may make every reasonable effort to accommodate you under Government Code 54953.2 and the Americans with Disability Act of 1990, 20242 USC 12132. The documents provided to a majority of the Board of Education regarding an open session item on this agenda will be made available for public inspection in the district office located at 1665 West Drive, San Marino, during normal business hours. In addition, such writings and documents may be viewed on the district's website at www.smusd.us. And we will begin open session now. This is a procedural item. 1A, board member residency requirements and inquiry by community members. This is a discussion item, and the discussion may lead to action.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Can you hear us, Mr. Barbary?
Sorry, let me try to get a better connection.
How's that, Corey? Can you hear us?
That's better. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, so I speak to you to address a question that's been raised by the community about my eligibility to serve on this board. At this point, I only have one residence, which is here in San Marino. I would have loved to join you tonight, but I have been out of town and I'm not able to clear the screening procedures. As some people in the community have become aware, we have recently listed our house and it is currently in escrow. While that does not change my eligibility to serve on this board, it is still my home. I believe it is best this evening for me to recuse myself from the closed session discussions. I will address this matter further in the open session portion of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Barbary. Dr. Choi, we will now open to any public comments. This is a procedural item. The Board of Education has adopted Board Policy 9323B, This is to ensure the public's right to be heard in any matters pertaining to the San Marino Unified School District. Persons who wish to provide public comment will have 3 options to submit public comments. First, submit through an online form. Second, request to speak during the meeting via question and answer and phone dial-in. Third, you may also request to speak during the meeting in person via the public comment card. Submit through an online form. To submit this way, the public may submit public comments for the open or closed session on May 11th, 2021, starting from 11 a.m. through 3:30 p.m. Comments received during this time will not be read during the meeting, but will be provided to the Board of Education. Members of the community were asked to submit comments at bit.ly/Board of Education 51121. Request to speak during the meeting via question and answer and phone dial-in. During public comment, the meeting will pause for 1 minute to take requests to speak. Raise your hand function is used to take requests during the public comment period. For online attendees, please press the raise hand icon to add yourself to the queue. And for phone attendees, dial *9. The speaking order will be determined based on the order of requests received. Individual speakers will be unmuted and called to speak. Request to speak during the meeting in person via the public comment card. Please complete the public comment card and submit the completed card to the designated drop box with the assistant to the superintendent no later than when the agenda section, items not on the agenda, consent section, information, action is called by the board president. There will be opportunities for the public comment and their offer prior to closed session at the start of the regular open session for items that are not on the agenda prior to the consent. Information and action items for matters on the agenda. The Board of Education reserves the right to add a public comment period prior to any individual item on the agenda. 5 minutes may be allotted to each speaker, a maximum of 20 minutes to each subject matter. However, in the event there are more than 4 speakers on the same subject matter, the board president retains the discretion to adjust and limit the time allocated to each speaker to ensure that all wishing to speak will be heard within the 20-minute allotment. Now, section 2A, communication from the audience concerning matters on the closed session agenda may be heard at this time, but not responded to by the Board of Education. This is an information item. Dr. Cruz?
Thank you, President Ryan. We'll go ahead and pause for 1 minute to take requests matters on the closed session. If you would like to make a comment or speak, please press the raise hand icon to make the request. If you are joining us by phone, please dial *9. We have 35 seconds remaining. If you would like to make a request to speak regarding matters on the closed session agenda, please press the raise hand icon or dial *9. Okay, President Ryan, we actually have no requests to speak for public comments.
Thank you so much, Dr. Choi. We will now proceed to closed session.